Yo, yo. It's all fair use, fair use. I mean, hopefully they don't block this video. I'm gonna upload this joint, but I can't. I hate when I'm up late and I can't go to sleep. I'm gonna news. Not checking any of that out, but I was just on my browsing here. I'm just thinking late at night, and it's just crazy how every time somebody O'Shea Duke Jackson. Dude is always beefing with Myron about Kevin Samuels or whatever. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. But man, I really think the people that he was last with set him up. You know, but it is what it is. Uh, that girl, I forgot her name, but I think it was like his birthday or they was celebrating. But those people know who it happened to him. Those people that he was with. You know what I'm saying? His last days. Then he ended up popping up dead. But the new barber scam, causing that. But yeah, I got a bunch of BS on my jump, man. I'm looking through my thing, ain't nothing. Bro, I thought this was Kendrick Lamar. Shout out to Daily Ibmore, man. BGS, man. BGS, man. He's been around, like my boy said, since the pyramids, man. Dude was schooling Kevin Samuels on so-called the modern woman and so-called black women, not so-called modern, but so-called black women and the modern women. He learned a lot of his talking points from BGS. Shout out him, man. Shout out to BGS, Coach Greg Adams, all those guys, man. Donovan Sharp, all these dudes, man. I mean, I ain't gonna say I agree with a lot, everything they say, but they've been putting in work for a long time. I'm starting to like finally understand what it's all about, though. America has the black people it deserves. He got this. Oh, I remember this movie. I forgot the name of it. That's crazy. My friend used to say that it's about black people because them dudes would he said they would drink and go crazy. And what is it? He said they would melt when their hair got wet or when they got wet or something like that. Oh man, that was crazy though. That movie was wild though, man. That movie was wild. But yeah, it's basically about N words and regular so called black people, but America has the black people that deserve. I mean, bro, the community, so called black community is done, man. That whole conscious movement, Hebrew Israelites, all that stuff. I mean, I'm not hating on nobody who's in that. If that's where you at, that's where you want to be. I got love for my Hebrew Israelites and my people that are, trying to rise above what's going on in the world. But I just don't, I'm just not with conscious anymore. The conscious creators anymore like that, because I just feel like it's all a scam. I mean, if you want to be with for the Most High, man, just be for Him. It's not a money grab. You feel what I'm saying? You can't, like, if you do this the right way with the Most High in Christ, you can't make money off of it like that. You know what I mean? Like, at least that's how I feel anyway. If you're telling the real new covenant truth for Christ, you really can't really make money off of it. So, but I mean, I just feel like if in that black community, it ain't no, it's no real There's no real unity anymore. So I don't see it's no use in like trying to save a whole bunch of so-called black people, you know what I mean? And to be honest, I mean, nobody really cares about you if you ain't making no money, if you don't got no clout. You know what I mean? Like they don't care about you. They don't love you. Look what they did to Jesus. Jesus is the. I mean, a lot of people don't believe in Jesus, but even the story, like that's why I always say, like, Jesus is the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. That story. I'm not talking about Christianity. The Christian faith, though, the Christian faith, the Christ, being like Christ, being like that man who laid his life down for all people. He's the best ever, man. The best out. You know, he's the number one. And top five religions, man. I always say, I say, top five. Number five. Start. Five is I'm gonna go with no disrespect, but Islam. Four. Um, and when I say five, Islam is because I just don't get why they do the rock. You know, they bow down to the rock. But I mean, if that's what you believe in, that's what you believe in. But me per se, I just don't think the story just makes sense to me. Um, and the things that they believe in don't really hold is stronger weight as that Christ. Um, I would say four. Four is what's the fourth religion? Uh, I would say for me, it would be racism. I think that's like its own religion within itself. Um, and sometimes I feel like black people is just as big as a racist in their own way as white folks. I mean, we're very colorist, and then when you call it out, we always point back. Oh well, the white man did it. Well, okay, but I mean, how long is it gonna continue, right? And then you got number three. Number three is gonna be I'm gonna say American Christianity. I mean, I think that it was really powerful at one point. I mean, that getting money, was it prosperity doctrine was huge back in the 90s. I think it still is huge. People still believe that, these big churches are telling the truth, and I just think it's a whole bunch of apostasy in church nowadays. But I mean, it still has its weight. I still think some people in those places are going to be saved. Because I mean, I think that there's going to be some people in there that really understand what's really going on and understand that truth. But for me, I don't know. I don't see myself going back there. Number two, I'm gonna say number two for me is Hebrew Israelism. Hebrew Israelism. I mean, it just wasn't nothing like it when I first heard it, bro. It was just like exposing. It was like seeing the Boondocks in real time for me. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but on a religious scale, um, it just exposing and just putting it all out there and just telling so-called black people what they need to do to get their minds right, getting in the scriptures, going into the law, the Old Testament. And I would say, number one is the new covenant in Christ, the New Testament. You know what I mean? Which I believe could be its own religion within itself. Because the New Testament is like my new thing. You know what I mean? Like I said, man. I mean, if they did that to Jesus, bro, what are they gonna do to you, bro? Like, even but I mean, when you look at the story, I mean, people are doing that all the time in America, bro. We see all the betrayal. We see the uptick in divorces. People thinking that they're in love and they're not in love. So, um, you know, but female pastors versus female sex workers. You gotta be kidding me. That's what feminism does, though. I mean, is that even in the Bible? Female pastors? Like, do people even read the book that they talk about, that they preach about anymore? I just don't. I don't get it sometimes. It just doesn't make sense. Anyway, But yeah, I haven't seen Fabulous. Where is Fabulous? I haven't seen him as of lately. Anyway, that's the end of my little rant. Late night moves. I'm gonna upload this joint on a whim. Hopefully you guys like it. I ain't really talk about much. Greatest of all time. Uh, top five religions in my book. But yeah, grace and peace.